wind is going to be blowing. Yeah. As you can see, we have began training, ripping up the entire backyard and turning it into as close as we can to a desert landscape with more rocks. I heard that's what they don't like in the desert. They like slabs. Not big fans of the rocks. And we got some sand. So I'll be training in that sand, these rocks, and this slab. My big slab city debut. What's up, Cleveland? Hey y'all. Oh, Jesus. It is windy. I just had to chase down a screen door. Anybody in the South knows how to chase down a screen door. Okay. Alright. So, the first question, the obvious question is, any of y'all ever been arrested? That is something to be had done. Something to experience. Not that it happened before, but what's up, Evan? Hey, everybody. Sarah, rock girl. I'm gonna get into as much of the details about the thing as much as I can. I've never had to have a lawyer before, and now I do, so I don't really know what a lawyer wants me to do or say. I apparently, by people's judgment, made a mistake. I like this the other way. By getting a court-appointed attorney, I don't feel that way because I just feel like truth always kind of wins in the end. I'm good with the way it works out. Look at this. That's what I'm talking about. I got to get under here, man. So I'm just always about, like, I've always believed in that, like, the hero wins in the end kind of thing. And I know, even, like, losing all my life, I still feel like, well, maybe I'm the bad guy. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. If I just had an epiphany live right here in front of y'all, then... So, the good guy always wins, and I have been losing my whole life. That look on your face when you're Bill Cosby. Fuck. Man, okay, so let me suck that in. Alright. But anyway, jail sucks. It really isn't an awesome thing to, like, be accused of something and then have to go through what they put you through in the jail part. So just don't get accused of anything is my recommendation. It's really not like, you can't even really get a good nap in jail. I rang the bell because I thought it was like room service, you know. I was like, oh, cool, they at least got the room service. I hit the button, and dude's like, medical emergency. And I was like, no. Click. I'm like, oh, okay. So you really can't. That's a button for emergencies. I get you. I was just wondering when I was going to get to go use the phone. So that wasn't one, really. So I learned a lot about jail, and that was cool. How this went down, I'm just going to say this stuff, and then I'm going to come on and start answering questions. So that's why I took off the glasses, because y'all distract me with your talk. I love your talk, but it will distract me off into oblivion land, and I just want to get this out there because, first of all, welcome officers. I'm a big fan of the police, even though I hear you guys are not a big fan of me, even though you watch me. That's awesome. I like that dichotomy, and if you look in the comments, you'll find a lot of people like you who are not big fans who watch. You know, the police, the people who came here to do the job here at the house were professional, top, you know, the actual officer that you see in the video in front, before this video, was really professional, and you know, he's nice, but he's very good at his job about getting me to relax about things and, you know, just take it, man. Just relax and take this. It's gonna be okay, and he's very good about that. And I like them a lot, actually, hanging out with them for oh, the better part of 3 hours, I think, 2.5, 3 hours we hung out. And he's a cool dude. Like, he's a dude, man, doing a job. But he's good at his job. Don't get me wrong. Um, the accusation, the charges I'm faced with, you can look them up with my goofy ass mugshot, are communicating threats. That's what it's called. It's a misdemeanor, 1A, class 1A misdemeanor, communicating threats. It's apparently something I did in the video when I went to go confront the people who have done this to my wife. I wanted to, and I had talked about wanting to do this before to many people, to go to them live on stream and ask them point blank, what happened? Did you do that? And I pretty much assumed that it would be a one question kind of deal. Like, it might not even be able to be like, I probably been like, get the fuck out of here. I figured that was what was coming anyway. So, because they wouldn't know. Here I am live streaming, as you can see, and it's really kind of for everybody's safety that they would. That's why I would live stream, so that nobody would try to hurt anybody. It would be a legitimate question, and they would give their answer if they wanted to or not. And it probably would have started something like, hey man, do you want to come out back and talk to me one-on-one on my live stream right now? And I probably would have got a nope right there and let out the door, and that's kind of what I expected. And I want to say some more about that, but I really believe that I've seen in every TV show and movie that I've ever seen, you got to let the lawyer do their fucking job. And so that's what I'm going to do also, is just let a lawyer, whomever this person is selected for me, to do their job. And but in the meantime, the video that I made is not the one right before this one, but the one before that. The last live stream I did was this video that I'm talking about. It's PTSD thing, and basically what I wanted to do is show you the distance, time-wise, from the house where it happened at to the place where they work. And you can see that it's like the whole video is 5 minutes and 54 seconds. So, it's like a 5-minute long drive at the most. If you include me being in the restaurant and me talking about what happened, about a 4-minute long drive. So I was just trying to convey some facts about the logistics of the situation. Forgive me, I've lost my voice because I haven't slept for a while. Alright, so also, now that, can you imagine being out, like, I know it's not like that there because y'all can do certain things out there, but like, I wouldn't be doing any of that anyway. But imagine being out in like Charlotte, hanging out and smoking a bowl, and the cops show up and arrest you for smoking a bowl. It almost felt like that. It almost felt like that to me. I'm not trying to compare the two things. I get that. Oh man, I get it. I know when you communicate a threat, what the impact it has is. I get that. And but I also know what I was trying to do. And I felt like the impact of what I was doing was more like smoking a bowl or something, whereas apparently the impact of what I was doing to somebody else was more like what we felt when one of them came up on our doorstep and told us the same sort of or did the same exact crime, was convey some threats. So I do know that, and that was reported, and we personally were allowed to go do that if we wanted, and we chose to pursue the actual thing that he did instead. I didn't want, at that point, it was not known that we had told yet. But then soon after, it was known that we were told, and all hell broke loose. So whatever, the cat's been out of the bag for a good while now. But in that interim space, I had crossed paths with Craig and the other dude many times, and we never had any issues because I didn't bring it up because there was an ongoing investigation because I was cooperating. And it wasn't that I wasn't cooperating here, I just wanted to answer some questions. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. I got distracted. I I will answer some questions that I can't answer on here about it. And otherwise, I got another subject I want to approach. And then I'd like Amber in. But before we get started, and I know it's up late, and I've been up for I feel like 2 days. But I definitely want to make sure people know I was in jail for like 16 hours. It's a Good Job Buddy show. Every which and where you go. You can drink us with a beer, you can stick us in your ear, and we'll be right by your heart. It's a Good Job Buddy show. Have a seat, there you go. Cause loves this shit, cause I'm doing all I can to fall apart. It's a Good Job Buddy show. Cringe. I know, right? I'm losing my voice, man. But I'm also really not talented. So when you put the two together, it fucking blows. What happened? Wouldn't wish it on anyone yet. It sucked. But I shouldn't have done that, apparently. Amber willingly banged both of those guys. That's why the DA didn't file any charges. You're right. You're right about that. Big Nick Digger. You would know, right? He's branding himself. Good job, buddy. Joshua Pierce. I'm not sure if you're... thank you, man. Super sucky. I appreciate it, Evan. It's caused the scapegoat. I mean, if you wanted to talk about it on like a level of therapeutically, maybe maybe that's what I'm doing, man. Maybe I'm like... You know what? Let's talk about something. I didn't want to have to bring this up right now, but I took the time to draw the United States of America. And I did this freehand, y'all. That's pretty good for freehand. Let that soak in a little bit. I know it's sideways. Here, let me get over here and move a couple things around. Get this for you here. I want y'all to see this. Some work here I put in. I wanted you to see like how close really we are to the slabs. To let you know, I could come out there and community cause and I could squash this. It's not that far. If you look, I'm over here in North Carolina. That's me. Right there in North Carolina. And just across Texas. On the other side is California. And right here, look. This is it. Slabs. Or if you're a local, flabs. But you got to get in with the right people to get, but they'll get it. That's like fucking secret talk, you know what I mean? Like, if you were in the CIA, you wouldn't say I'm in the CIA. You'd be like, I'm in the CIA. You know what I mean? It's secret talk, and that's what they do. But to give you an idea just how, North Carolina just did a march all the way to D.C. with all of its teachers. It only took like 45 minutes. So if you take that much space, take it and do this, right? It's right there on that where I blew my snot out, and then do this. It's like 90 minutes to the fucking slabs, dog. 90 minutes and I'm at the slabs. You got me? It would be nothing. We could set up an awesome boxing match for charity. And I'm not making a threat. I'm not saying like, oh, I don't know. This one dude did a live stream where he was like, man, if Good Job Buddy shows up at the slabs, I will shoot you. Talking about me, he'll shoot me. And, I would consider that by the definition, by the law, that would sound like a legitimate threat to me. Like if I showed up there, I bet I would have been shot probably. But no, I'm just saying we can duke it out instead of blocking me on your chat room and stuff like that. We can just duke it out back and forth. I've been training, bro, for this. I've been training. Bro, when I was in jail, I did all kinds of Hold on, I got a cramp. Hold on, I got a cramp. Honey, I got a cramp. I got a really bad cramp. It's right in my neck. I think they're eating it up, honey. No, no, no. Shh. Let me go back in. I'm going back in. Stop, stop, stop. I'm going back in. All right. All right, guys. All right, I'm better now. I just wanted to see if the people actually went up when I was gone. That'll tell you something. They'd much rather know you were not on. But okay, fair enough. So, yeah, man, I'm only saying in that case scenario, we could do that for charity, which means all the money goes to cause. And I'm not going to ask y'all for anything ever, except for advice. And so, that's why I made this video. And the video, because I've seen there, literally in the comments, there was, I mean, everywhere from as far hate as you could possibly be to as far love as you could possibly be. And usually when I make a video, I'm reacting to all the hate, and I don't mean to be that way. I'm trying to also react to the love, and then also make sense of this for the cops that are actually watching. Because I imagine in my head, like, seriously, like 3 or 4 police cars pulled over tonight to see what I was going to say about what it is that I did. Because they are big fans, and I love that. But stay safe, for real. I mean that. Stay safe. Get home to your families. And if you need for anybody to give tutorials about how to be a good suspect, I'll be glad to do that. No problem. Or if you want to video me and show people how to be a good suspect, hey, bruh, I'm down. For real. And I meant it when I said you're a good dude. The people in the jail, I think the people in the jail have a different kind of job. I think it's kind of like the, you know, it's like the postal employees at like late when it's like, you know, 4 o'clock or whatever, they're about to close, and they've been dealing with people since 8 o'clock, and the lines are so long. And really their problem is that they got no extra help. You know, they need more help. But I feel like, you know, in the jail, they've seen some of the worst, and so they got to kind of treat everybody as if they probably are that person. And so I see it all ways. I just hate being stuck in it. And I guess I made a big chimney boo-boo, a big chimney no-no. And I'm going to learn my lesson. So if y'all will definitely please go to the video, watch it. I'm not, you know, it's likely going to be taken down after this weekend when I speak to my lawyer. I'm leaving it up, honestly, so just in case they need it and they haven't downloaded it yet. Because I also feel like it exonerates me as much as it probably gets me in trouble. But it might as well be there because it's the truth. Alright? And then, otherwise, you know, regularly scheduled trolling shit is all we gonna be doing. But I wanted to give y'all an idea of what was going on. I like the fact that a lot of the chat rooms have been loose lately. They all kind of gave up on the trying to stop the trolls, and that's the way to go. We are way too old to be fighting one punch. You know that. It hurts just talking about it. Evan, I hope it does work out for you up there too, man. I swear to God, I've been praying about it. I'm not a fan of you, buddy. Why don't you have a job? God. Do they charge you with something? Yeah, they charge me with, oh, hold on. I always get it wrong, man. Communicating threats. Right? Misdemeanor 1. I got it written down somewhere. You know me, I took my notes. When they started charging, I was like, let me get my notebook out and write down what I'm going to be charged with. I'm actually reporting on myself, by the way. How about that? Yeah. I mean, I ain't trying to give myself any awards. Just, you know, I ain't trying. Shoot. I was charged with communicating threats and, which I just gave myself credit for taking notes and lost my notes. But yeah, and it was a misdemeanor 1, something like that. So I think the worst sentence for me is 45 days. And probably because I'm doing these videos, it'll end up being 45 days. I hope not. I hope that my freaking free speech can be upheld. Ryan and Stacy, I will. I know, misdemeanor. For real, misdemeanor. But they still treat you like, misdirected. So it's for real. Oh, and then also, I got a marijuana charge. I did get that too, but it'll end up being a ticket. Get a job. I have a job, Charles. I mean, honestly, dude, you can clearly tell it's getting on your nerves. You get that? Link in description, dog, and I'll teach you how to tell a joke. You've called me a trucker time after time after time. You think I'm a trucker. Probably, I said trucker, and I promise you it's because my lips are dry. You probably think I'm a trucker because of like my posting schedule. But no, that's really just my see, now I want to make a bipolar joke, and I don't think I should be able to make one because I think that could be used against me. And I'm not bipolar, and bipolar's not even fucking funny. So thank you, Charles. How about that? Y'all saved my ass. Charles probably did call the police. Thanks again, Charles. You, that was pretty good, man. I'd like to. Bob, I would love to. But, I heard what he said today about my wife again, and then about men and man buns. Hey, by the way, isn't that the last place you think that people would be throwing shade on people? Hold on, let me sit back and think about it. Yeah, because the whole hippie thing and, love, one, peace, and all that shit. I believe even says something like peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. But, it would be the last judgment. And then like a judgment-free zone. Isn't it automatically a judgment-free zone? Just seems like it, right? When you live on the free. Before I get thrown shit back in my face, we pay bills here. I just don't have just so we can identify what that means, because the police officer listening, I'm not employed by anybody. I have relationships with property management companies that I've had for a long time through companies I worked for in the past, and then when I own my own company. And I take jobs from them only. So it's not a lot of jobs, but they can be $500 to $1,000, anywhere in there. Sometimes small, but usually 2 or 3 at a time. I'm doing the thing that gets on my nerves when other people do it now. Yeah, I believe she is, Stone. I was there when she told me the story. And this is the thing, and I'm going to turn off the chat part for this because I need to focus and say this. Some men need to hear this. If the first thing you're thinking about when your woman tells you one of these things, like, oh God, somebody did this to me, if the first thing that crosses your mind is maybe she might be lying to me, just remember that's just your pride. Skip over that part, because your pride's been challenged because some man dared to do this, and that's fear talking to you. So you skip over that. Skip over that first initial, pride. And listen to the way she tells the story. Because the details are sketchy, and it's because what they go through is so horrible that it brings them to a point that they have to block out shit that's happening to them in order to focus on the sheer survival. Because they don't know what's in this big dude who can do anything they want to her's head, especially with the friend. They don't know what's in their head. All they know is that at this point they were brave enough to take it over the limit where it's obvious what they want from her now. And if they're brave enough to put that all out on the line, then maybe they're brave enough to keep driving, just drive on down the road and dump her body somewhere and act like it never happened. who knows what goes through a survivor's head in those moments? Certainly not anyone who hasn't been in it, man or woman. But I listened to her, and I listened to the way she told me the story, and I shared that moment with her for hours on our back porch.